What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody, where today we are going to be doing a rules read-through of Runescape Kingdoms, Shadow of Elvarg, which just came in the mail the other day. To be fully forward, this obviously isn't me teaching how to play the game, because I don't know how to play the game yet. However, I know that I don't like reading rules, and I'd much rather just listen to someone read the rule book because it would make my life a lot easier. So I figured that I would just do a read through of the rule book, since I'm going to have to learn anyway, and hopefully it can be helpful to someone if you're just listening to it in the background, or if you're listening to it while you're setting up, stuff like that. We're probably also going to end up going through Tutorial Island because it's the tutorial for the game, so we'll see how that works out. This is mostly just going to be me reading through the rule book, and we'll go through the tutorial if that happens to happen, which it probably will. We'll see how it goes. First things first, I screwed up. I screwed up when I was opening the box. Turns out you are not supposed to rip all the cards out and unwrap all the packages and sort them by number and sort them into what card they are. The rules specifically say, do not take all the cards out, do not shuffle these decks. So some of my stuff on the right hand side there might not be right, and it's mostly going to be the equipment deck, which I'm hoping is like the Skyrim stuff, where it's just like search for this thing instead of draw from the top of the deck, because if it's searching for specific stuff, then the equipment deck's fine. The events, on the other hand, I don't know if all the proper ones are in there. I'm not sure which cards exactly were in the pack that it told me to open, because I sorted them all. So I'm hoping I have everything done properly. Also, as you've probably guessed, that means that I partially recorded this before and I'm restarting, which is why everything's already set up here. So hopefully this will go a little smoother than it does last time. We're just going to hop right into it here. We are going to do our rules read through of Runescape Kingdoms, Shadow of Elvarg. So we are starting off on page, well, number 2. I guess it counts the oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Cover as a page, which I guess makes sense. Sorry, RuneScape Kingdoms team, I'm not reading all your names off. We're just going to start off with the introduction here. RuneScape Kingdoms, Shadow of Elvarg is a cooperative narrative board game for 1 to 5 players. Unless you're playing by yourself, in which case it is not cooperative. Where adventurers explore the fantasy world of Gielinor? Is that what the world's called in RuneScape? I don't think I knew that. I haven't played RuneScape in a long time, to be fair. This might be lore that was introduced long after I stopped playing. Develop their skills and gather equipment before facing the inevitable battle with a terrible villain. So this is kind of like how Skyrim was. I'm going to take a guess in that you're traveling around the board, you're getting resources, you're getting gear in order to go take on the final challenge for each campaign. Fight dangerous fire cultists as you endeavor to save the great kingdoms of Asgarnia and Misthalin from their machinations? Is that like machines that have come to life? Is that what that word is? I'm going to have to look that up. I'm not 100% sure. Scour the village of Burnthop and search the streets of Varrock for the vital resources needed to break the grip of the vampire Count Draenor. Now that one I know. That's Vampire Slayer. That's a free-to-play one. Most of my time with RuneScape was in the free-to-play stuff, so that's mostly what I'm going to know as far as we go through this. Even as his minions climb from their tombs to stop you. Follow the trail left by dark wizards intent on summoning an ancient demon, that's Demon Slayer, and risk everything in a journey across the kingdoms to thwart the ambitions of the dragon Elvarg as she threatens the kingdoms of man with fire and ruin. Obviously that's Dragon Slayer. That is like the final free-to-play quest that you're likely to do. The only thing standing between, I don't know how this is supposed to be pronounced, Gielinor or Gielinor. I'm just going to say Gielinor. It's kind of how it's spelt. The only thing standing between Gielinor and total disaster is you. RuneScape Kingdoms is divided into 4 campaigns, each involving approximately 150 to 210 minutes of gameplay. Why can't they just put it in hours? I know they want to make it seem like it's going to be long. Big numbers mean it's better, right? But this is about an hour and a half to maybe 2.5 hours is what it's saying. Each campaign's roughly an hour and a half to 2.5 hours. It's probably going to be longer for me. We all know how that goes. I don't really need to go through the table of contents. We have first time playing, getting started, the rules section, mini bosses, boss fights, and then all of our campaign stuff, which we're not going to worry about in this video. We have our components, which I'm knocking things around. We have our components, which I stupidly messed up when I opened all the packages so that I could sort before reading the rules. I'm going to have to start reading the rules first. I think that's just what the realization has been. I need to read rules before I start sorting things. In any case, components, we have our tutorial cards, our cape cards, our event cards, our initiative cards, exploration cards, escalation cards, behavior cards, terrain cards. We have food tokens, ingredient tokens, material tokens, experience tokens, gold piece tokens, mini boss token, the clan bank. It's not really a token. It's more of, it's this guy up here. It's kind of a big token, I guess, right? The clan bank. RuneScape tokens, wound tokens, danger tokens, and a death token. I haven't punched all the tokens yet. They're all back there. I'll punch them as needed as far as the tutorial goes, but they haven't been done yet. Also, on the Kickstarter, I didn't spring for the fancy tokens, the wooden tokens, so I've just got these chipboard tokens here. We've also got 162 vault cards. We have our starting adventurers and leveled up adventurers. This is actually something that's pretty cool that I really liked about the miniatures, is that you have your regular miniature, your explorer going around exploring, and then you have an upgraded version for when you get capes and stuff, I believe it is, that actually changes how your character looks. It actually puts a cape on them. So it's not like a lot of other things where it's like, oh, you're getting all this gear, you're becoming better, but your character still looks like a generic knight with a sword and shield, right? That's kind of what happened with the Skyrim ones, is that all your characters were specific attributes according to whatever class you were, but you could use anything. So you could have a figure with like a bow and arrow, but you're actually using a sword and a shield, right? Granted, I don't think that's not going to happen in this game. It probably will. But the miniature thing, the upgraded miniatures, that's kind of a cool idea. That's kind of a cool idea. We've got 4 dice, 3 purple and 1 orange. They are D10s, I believe. They're D10s. We have the map, which is underneath the book. We'll get to that. We have the miniatures for our 4 bosses. We have the mini boss board, which is actually this guy over here. Also, just ignore the mess. The mess that is this side of the table right now. I apologize for that. We have our character sheets. I have my character sheet sitting up here. We have the campaign board, which is actually on the flip side of what I'm guessing is the boss boards. We have our 3x3 grid boards here. And on the back, we have whatever campaign it is for. So I'm guessing that you go through the campaign, it helps you sort everything out, and then when you get to the boss, you flip it over and you battle your boss. We've also got equipment and consumable cards. We have side quest cards and we have danger cards. Is there more components on the next page? No, it is not. Setting up the tutorial. Take the map board and place it in the center of the table, leaving space for the card decks and tutorial island board as shown below. We have our board. It's right here, set up in the middle. Place a token RS in the lowest slot of the escalation track. We've got that right down here. Take 2 character sheets. Now, I don't know if it wants me to take 2 character sheets because it thinks 2 people are playing or what's going on, but we'll figure that out. I have my character sheet up here. If we need another character sheet, I'll grab another character sheet. They're actually double-sided, so I may not even need to. Take all cards from the box, separate and open the packs with the bronze longsword and a bird in the hand on the front. Return the rest to the box. This is where I messed up. This is what I was saying. I opened them all. I really hope I got everything back to where it was. I put a post on Board Game Geek on the forums for the game, hoping that someone can answer with a list of cards that were in each individual pack so I can resort things the way they were supposed to be. We're going to hope for the best as far as this tutorial goes while we're going through here. Do not shuffle any of these decks unless specifically instructed. Again, I probably messed that up. In the pack with the bronze longsword, there are 5 card backs that match the 5 capital region banners on the map. Separate these cards into 5 decks and place them face down. These are the exploration decks. That is these 5 decks on top of the board here for the different regions. The different regions, of course, being Varrock, Lumbridge, Edgeville, Faldor, and Burnthorpe. Burnthorpe's the only one I don't know. That's probably part of the member stuff, I would think. Everything else on the board I know. Everything else was in the free-to-play, but Burnthorpe I think was a member thing. Where were we? In the pack with the bronze longsword. Yeah, we did that. The remaining cards in the pack make up the equipment deck. Place it face down. Our equipment deck's over here. Our equipment deck is probably too big because I think I had more stuff in it than just what was in there. We'll find out. From the other pack with a bird in hand, separate the cards with the event card backs and place them face down. This is the event deck. Again, the event deck, I'm not 100% sure if that's in the right order. I hope that's not just to draw the top card. I hope it's giving me specific events so I can just look through the event deck and look for what it is I need. That would make my life easier, but we're going to find out. Oh, geez, excuse me. Take the 6 tutorial cards, separate out the 3 cards with T1, T2, and T3 in the top right corner and place them face down near the map board. Those are all up here. The tutorial vault is what those were. These make up the vault deck for the tutorial. Place the Feast Approaches card face down beside the escalation track, as shown in 8. That's right down here. I guess this is our escalation. I guess that makes sense. That's probably what this is for here, is for that specific card. Place the 2 side quest cards, Making the Rounds and Special Delivery, beside the map board, as shown. Return the remaining cards from the pack to the box. They will not be needed. Again, probably messed that up. We're going to find out. Take the Clan Bank token and place it somewhere that everyone can reach. The various other tokens should be placed to the side where they can be easily reached. This makes up the token supply. Like I said, tokens haven't been punched yet. They're still in the box. I'll take what I need as needed for the time being. Take the cover sheet and flip it over to see the Tutorial Island campaign. Place this next to the map. That is over here, our Tutorial Island campaign. Come over to this side. The map. The map. A. Areas, a group of 4 regions, 1 capital, and 3 provinces. B. Capital region, a larger region, often represented, Capital region, a larger region, often representing a center of population. I don't know why that was so hard. C. Province regions, a smaller region, each centered around its standout feature. D. Icons. These affect the gameplay of the region they are in. E. Travel path. Regions are adjacent to one another if they share a travel path. And F. The escalation track represents the passage of time and the growing threat of the campaign's villains. Getting started. For the first experience of RuneScape Kingdoms, we recommend playing Tutorial Island to get the grips with the gameplay basics. This takes you through a few guided turns and gives you a short quest to complete. Alternatively, players looking to get stuck in can head straight into the first campaign, Vampire Slayer. That's a weird sentence, right? That's a weird sentence. Alternatively, players looking to get stuck in. Stuck in? What kind of a term is that? Is that just like getting into it kind of a thing? I haven't heard that. Can head straight into the first campaign, Vampire Slayer. Tutorial Island is an interactive example designed to walk you through the basics of RuneScape Kingdoms and not intended to be a section of the rules. If you need to check how a rule works in full, please turn to page 16 or beyond for the rules section. If you would prefer to skip Tutorial Island and go straight into the Vampire Slayer campaign, turn to pages 13 and 14 for players to create their adventurers and set up a standard campaign. Then continue to read the rules section. The Vampire Slayer campaign can be found on page 36. Tutorial Island is designed to give players interactive examples of the core gameplay in RuneScape Kingdoms. But keep in mind that there are multiple viable strategies for tackling the challenges that await you in the main game. Tutorial Islands. The Guylenor Guide has expanded his operation to the mainland, educating novice adventurers in a thriving business after all. Is a thriving business after all. That was my fault. Guylenor Guide. Welcome to the tutorial adventures. I wanted to say welcome to Tutorial Island. Welcome to the tutorial adventurers. This section will teach you the basics of RuneScape Kingdoms as it walks through a few turns, preparing you to play a short campaign without the high stakes of slaying a vampire. Once players have got their playing area set up, they put one tally mark next to each skill on the two character sheets, making each skill level 1. Place the Skiller miniature in Varrock and the Knight miniature in Faldor. I don't really want to waste... I mean, I know it's going to show me how leveling up and stuff works, but I also don't want to waste my character sheets, right? I want to waste my character sheets. They're double-sided. We'll use the one, I guess. So we need the Skiller and we need the Knight, it said. Let's grab those out here. Our miniatures are still hiding in the box. So this is obviously the Knight. I don't know what the Skiller is, though. I can't say that I know what a Skiller is. Once players, level 1, place the Skiller miniature in Varrock and the Knight in Faldor. The Knight is coming over here to Faldor. Those are all capes. Oh, this must be the Skiller here. He has like a pickaxe and a chef hat and stuff. That sounds like it would be right. Oh god, I have to try and get it out of here. These aren't very well put in. Okay, so we've got our Skiller. I'm going to have to do what I did with Skyrim. I'm going to have to zoom in whenever I want to focus on something and then zoom back out. We've got our Skiller miniature here. He's got like a chef hat and a pickaxe. And he's also, is that a bow on the back? He's also got a sword and some arrows on his back, I think. So he's going to, where was it? Varrock? He's going to, that's Edgeville to Varrock. And we have the Knight who is in Faldor right now. Okay, the book has gone sideways here because we ended up with stuff on the board. So if you're following along, you're not going to be able to see the book anymore, but we're still going. Don't worry. We're still going. And then I was supposed to tick this stuff off. So just for the sake of the tutorial, our names are just going to be Knight and Skiller. So it said that I was supposed to mark something off here. Once players have got their playing area set up, they put one tally mark next to each skill on the two characters. Oh, I guess our level is just determined by how many tallies are next to it, eh? That makes sense. Okay, so both of our guys are level 1 proficiency in everything right now. Our skills are melee, ranged, magic, defense, thieving, gathering, crafting, and cooking. Is there anything else I need to do to our things? In Faldor, nope, that's everything. Okay, so we're gonna go back up here and we're gonna zoom back out so that we can see everything. Well, mostly see everything anyway. Okay, so back to the Gielinor Guide. Greetings! I see we have a new arrival to the world of Gielinor. My job is to welcome all visitors, so consider this a very warm welcome. Now, a bit of advice. If you're going to succeed here, you'll need to get into the habit of talking to people as much as you can. I hear Duke Horatio's cook is in the farmlands for some reason. Excuse me. And it sounds like he needs an assistant of his very own right now. You should talk to him and see if you can help. Wounds and death. Outside of the tutorial, adventurers can suffer wounds and die. Fortunately, thanks to the mysterious protections provided by the Gielinor Guide, adventurers are immune from harm during the tutorial. Well, that's nice. Anytime an adventurer would suffer a wound, ignore it. More information on suffering wounds and dying can be found on page 27. The Skiller's First Turn. The Tutorial Island Campaign board features the Speak to the Cook quest action. Adventurers often have to talk with other characters to make progress. This is a job for the Skiller. Take the Skiller miniature and move it along the dotted line that connects Varrock to farmland. This is a move, the main way adventurers will navigate the map. Alrighty, we are going down the dotted to the farmland. Adventurers may move once at the beginning of their turn by placing their miniature in an adjacent region. Adjacent regions are connected by dotted lines. Now that the Skiller is in the farmland, they can either explore it or perform the quest action detailed on the Speak to the Cook section of the tutorial campaign board. Quest actions are normally optional. My cats have started moving around. I apologize for any background jingling of which is going on from the cats. Where were we? Tutorial campaign. Quest actions are normally optional, but for the purposes of the tutorial, the Skiller chooses to do this. So over on our campaign guide over here, it shows we have Speak to the Cook. Is this just the same thing that's in here? It is the same thing that's in here, but we have our two different things. Oh, this is a progression, so I guess this is just some kind of quest, the different quests you have, I suppose. But this is the same as what is in the book, so we are going to read the book. Speak to the Cook. Duke Horatio's personal cook frantically searches for ingredients. An adventurer in the farmland can perform the following actions. Speak to the Cook by collecting Vault Card T1. Perform the quest action by collecting card T1 from the tutorial vault. Take the tutorial vault and search through it until the card with T1 in the top right corner is found. Remove that card and place the rest back in the same order. T1's on the top of the deck, so we're just gonna take the one on the top of the deck here. This is a character card. Read aloud the text. Oh, yeah, okay. So Cook's Assistant. It's basically showing the card in the book. This is a character card. Read aloud the text and collect a GP and XP token as your reward. GP is the currency of the kingdoms and can be spent in a variety of ways. XP is how adventurers level up their skills. The Skiller has gained the XP in their gathering skill. Place an experience token on the corresponding slots on your character sheet as shown. So we'll go through the card here. We'll read the card out since it doesn't actually read on the thing. We've got Cook's Assistant, Lumbridge Castle Cook. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I'm in a terrible, terrible mess. It's the Duke's birthday today, and I should be cooking him a grand feast, but I've forgotten to buy the ingredients. I'll never get them in time now. He'll sack me. What will I do? You'll need to help me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I need an egg, flour, meat, and fruit. I'd be very grateful if you could get them for me. Gain 1 experience in, it shows right down there, it shows you what skill you're gaining the experience in. In this example, it is gathering, right? We're gaining an experience in gathering, and we also gain a GP, which means I'm going to have to actually go through my, put this quest up here for the time being. I'm going to have to actually go through my punch boards and grab a thing out there. So we need 1 experience, which is going to be placed on, oh, this is why we needed 2, eh? Well, oh well. We only have 1 sheet. We only have 1 sheet. That's just how it's, I can't put this in half either. So we put an experience onto our skiller thing there. And then we also gain a GP. So I need to take a GP as well. So this is, I suppose, the skiller's GP. We'll put skiller stuff down here on the right for the time being. And let us continue. Character board. Yep. Okay. Character cards are no longer needed after their effects have been resolved. Remove this from the game by returning it to the box. We just put it up here for the time being. That's fine. Speaking with the cook completes the quest objective, so place a token RS in the corresponding slot on the campaign board. Oh, okay. So we're also taking an RS token. And we're basically saying that we've done that section of the quest. So on the campaign board, since that was the quest's only objective, the campaign moves on to the next quest, Cook's Assistant. There is nothing else to do this turn, so we'll move on to the night. We are now on page 10. The knight's first turn. Guylenor Guide, congratulations! You now know how to talk to people. Good communication skills are important, but that's not all exploring the kingdom can be. Oh, but that's not all. That should just be a period. But that's not all. Exploring the kingdoms can be a dangerous, exciting, and rewarding experience. Let's try it now. To start off, the knight moves to Port Sarim. Now they explore Port Sarim since there is no quest action available there. So we're going to make our way from Faldor down to Port Sarim here. Obviously, we're going to get some bananas that are stocked in the barrel there. To explore Port Sarim, take the top card from the Faldor Exploration deck, the area Port Sarim belongs to. Identify the Port Sarim section and then read the descriptive text aloud before taking the skill test shown there. I wonder if it wants us to do something specific. Let's find the specific one that it's talking about just so we can do the same one that's in the book. Well, apparently it's none of the ones that I have here. Apparently it's none of the ones that I have here. Oh, it's one of the VS ones. So I am supposed to keep all of those into a thing, eh? I want to use the one that it's specifically using, so I'm going to pull that out here. I need to go into my Vampire Slayer deck here in order to get the proper one. I thought these went with their side quests, but apparently that's not the case. Varrock FS? No, VS is what I'm looking for. Where's my Vampire Slayer stuff? Elvarg? Oh, Vampire Slayer, here we go. Varrock, Faldor, some Drunken. So this is the one that was there. So we're going to just pull that one out for the time being so that we can go with this one. So, as it is describing the cards, I'll zoom in on the card here so it focuses. Describing the cards, we have number 1, the Port Sarim icon. We have number 2, the descriptive text, which is all there. We have number 3, which is the skill test, the skill icon, the test level, and the difficulty of the test. And 4 is the reward for passing the skill test and the consequences of failing. So in the example that it used, we had this Faldor card here. We go down to the Port Sarim section of the card. Some drunken sailors spoiling for a fight. Catch you by yourself. Okay, let's go from there. So, to take the skill test, first check which skill card is being, or which skill is being tested. This time, it is defense. Compare the knight's defense skill on their character sheet with the test level to determine the number of dice to roll. If the skill level is lower than the test level, roll 1 die. If the skill level is equal to the test level, roll 2 dice. If the skill level is higher than the test level, roll 3 dice. Since both the skill level and the test level are 1, you roll 2 dice. Roll the 2 skill dice and compare each of their results to the difficulty of the skill test individually, that being 8. So down here, it is showing us what level skill we need, and this is the difficulty of the skill. So where were we? So we have to roll 2 dice. Let's roll 2 dice. Let's do it. We have a 6 and a 5. Okay, so roll 2 dice. Roll the 2 skill dice and compare each of their results to the difficulty of the skill test individually. That being 8. For this test, if at least 1 die shows a result equal to or greater than 8, the test is passed and the checkmark effect is resolved. Otherwise, the test is failed and the X effect is resolved instead. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll say the knight passed the skill test regardless of the dice roll. That's a good thing because I failed. The knight now gains GP from the pass effect and a defense experience for taking a defense skill. Okay, so we, down at the bottom there, we gain a GP, and I guess it's saying we gain experience because we did it, I guess. The knight now gains GP from the pass effect and a defense experience for taking a defense skill test. Now, that'll probably be in the rules, but I'm curious if you only get that skill if you successfully complete it, opposed to if you accidentally muck it up. Because I only have the 1 sheet here, I'm just going to put experience for the knight off to the side. I'll zoom out here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I'm just going to put experience for the knight off to the side, just so I know that he has experience in that specific skill. And we also gained 1 GP for the knight. And we will keep the knight stuff on the left side here for now. Okay, where were we? We are up here. Usually, anytime an adventurer takes a skill test, they gain experience in that skill afterwards, no matter if they pass or fail it. That answers the question I just asked. When an adventurer gains their 3rd experience in a skill, that skill levels up. So you need to get 3 experience in order to gain a new level of it, of the skill. Now that the knight has resolved the exploration card, return it to the bottom of its exploration deck. After exploring a region, adventurers may either forage or skill there, depending on the icon shown. Since Port Sarim shows fruit, a resource icon, the knight can forage and gain a fruit. The knight takes a fruit token and adds it to their inventory. That's one of the ingredients the cook needs for a feast. So I guess the knight is choosing to get some fruit. I don't know why they went with a cherry. Are cherries a thing in RuneScape now? I figured being in Port Sarim, they would have gone with like a banana or something because of the quest, but apparently they're going with a cherry. So we're going to go with this fruit icon here, and we're going to gain a fruit. Alrighty. The Gailenor Guide, once again. Wait before you finish your turn. There's another person in need in Port Sarim. Adventurers can perform bonus actions if they are available. Accepting a side quest is a form of bonus action, and adventurers may undertake these side quests. In order to help the people of the kingdoms, as well as gain rewards for themselves. Adventurers can perform one bonus action during their turn after exploring or performing a quest action. To accept the making the round side quest, oh, that's this one over here. Does it say somewhere on there that you have to be in Port Sarim? I'm going to have to pay attention to that. I'll have to figure that out. After exploring the region, adventurers may forge a skill there. Nope, we're past that. Undertake, as well as... Adventurers can perform a bonus action during their turn after exploring or performing a quest action. To accept the making of the round side quest, take it, read the descriptive text, and place it beside the knight's character sheet. We'll see more of the side quest later. So we are taking the making the rounds as the knight. I'll zoom in here so we can read it. Making the rounds, ST +1 defense, +2 GP. A lady carrying a tray of sandwiches asks to be escorted along the coastline as she makes her rounds. Adventurers can only accept this quest if they are in Port Sarim. Perfect. To complete this quest, the adventurer must visit each of the regions listed below. Melzar's Maze, Taverley, Rimington, and Burnthorpe. When this quest is complete, collect Vault Card T2. It said to put this beside the knight's skill sheet, but because the knight doesn't have a skill sheet, we're just going to toss it down here with the knight's goodies so that we remember that it is the knight's stuff. Let's get back out here and see where we are at in the book. Okay, so we are now on the Skiller's second turn. The Skiller's second turn, they should explore by following the same steps the knight did in their turn. This time, taking a Varrock exploration card. After resolving the exploration card, they forage to gain an egg. So I guess I can just take a Varrock card. Let's just take the one that's on top here. It doesn't have a description for this one, so we've got exploration. Well, right, zoomed out. It's not going to focus. It's just focusing on whatever's still not zoomed in enough. There we go. Varrock, exploration. Walk, walk, walk! An evil chicken. That's a lot of skills. That is definitely not a skills that we have. That's definitely not a skills that we have enough for. We don't have enough for this. After resolving the exploration card, they forage to gain an egg. I guess we just automatically get to kill this this chicken, of which none of our skills are high enough for that chicken, but we gain a GP anyway. We gained a GP anyway. So we're gonna get one more GP here, and we're also getting an egg. Apparently, do I have eggs on this? Is that an egg? That's an egg. We're also exploring for an egg. This was supposed to go back to the bottom of the Faldor deck. They then use their bonus action to accept the special delivery quest. So bonus action is accepting special delivery, which is our other quest. Special delivery, ST, +2, is that cooking? Yep, +2 to cooking, +1 GP. Farmer Groats has a food delivery to make to the dwarves under Ice Mountain, but can't leave his farm unattended. Can you help him out? To advance this quest, the adventurer must perform the following action in the Ice Mountain. Action, make the delivery. Make the delivery by advancing the escalation track +1 and collecting Vault Card T3. This quest is complete. So I guess we're taking this for the time being. We'll put it down here with our other Skiller stuff. Okay, we're now on the knight's second turn. In the knight's second turn, they move to Rimington. Okay, we're moving over to Rimington. Explore and forage to gain a vegetable. I guess we'll see what the exploration thing is. It doesn't matter though, because it's just an automatic win, apparently, as far as the tutorial is concerned. I'm going to have to figure out how all these things are sorted, because I think I messed up the decks. Okay, so we have exploration. An angry dwarf throws rocks at your head. Fight an angry dwarf. Gain 1 stone, which won't matter. We need 6 of 9. If it's a 6 of 9, we only get 1 die because we're underneath, right? So if we roll that 1 die, 9 or a 10, a 2. Failed. That's okay. Suffer a wound, which we aren't doing anything, so that's fine. And then we're foraging for a cabbage. For a cabbage. Do I have... Nope, they're on the other one. Foraging for a cabbage. Maybe I should play... Even though I'm playing by myself, maybe I should do 2-player. I think this is kind of what it's insinuating, especially with the clam bake. With the clam bank. It allows for better travel of the map opposed to doing it by yourself. So we'll see how that goes. I might need to use 2 sheets regardless. Okay, we got the cabbage for the knights. In this instance, the skill test in Rimington's section of the exploration card gives the knight a choice between 2 different skills that can be tested. Well, it doesn't show a card. Oh, it does show a card on here. I don't know what card it is, though. Oh, bandits make off with the villagers. Do I have that one in here? Oh, I'm at the bottom. Just trying to pull the leaf of the deck there. Generous farmers, locals remark, for sale sign, bandits make off with the villagers. Okay, so this is the one that's actually on there. So we'll go with this one. Faldor, Rimington, bandits make off with the villagers. The villagers' coins. Take aim, gain 2 GP, suffer a wound. So, where were we on that thing? In this instant, the skill test in Rimington section of the exploration card gives the knight a choice between 2 different skills that can be tested. The knight can either take a ranged or magic skill test. Remember, the knight gains an XP in the skill that they test. So you're allowed to choose either of them, so that's good to know. Magic would obviously be the easier one because I would get 2 dice for it. Since the knight... Oh, it doesn't say anything. Since the knight has now visited Rimington, place a token RS over the corresponding icon of the making the rounds. Oh, okay. Cool. You're just kind of blocking them all because you have to go to 4 different places. All right. So this doesn't matter, I guess. I guess we get 2 GP for doing that. And then whatever skill. I would have gone magic, so we'll get an experience in magic for the knights, which, like I said before, we're just putting off to the side so that we know they're there. And we also got, what was it, 2 GP for that? 2 GP. We're just racking in that GP pretty quick here. We've only got 3, but still. Oh, the backs have 2s on them. That'll be nice. I wonder if there are higher values. Okay, since the knight has now visited Rimington, place an RS token over the corresponding icon of the Making the Rounds quest. So if we zoom back out here, we are, nope, getting an RS token. I don't know why I was looking in the box. We're getting an RS token, and we are blocking off Rimington since we have been to Rimington. So we now still need to go to Melzar's Maze, Taverley, and Burnthop. Okay, the Skiller's third turn. The Skiller moves to Varrock and explores. Varrock is one of the capital regions, which are explored slightly differently than provinces. So we're making our way back up to Varrock here with the Skiller. Adventurers don't draw an exploration card in a capital region. Instead, the Skiller has the option to spend their GP to gain XP. In the skills shown on the capital banner, oh, so you can see all along the banner here. You can, I don't know what this is going to zoom in on. I don't know where my camera is. You can kind of see it on the Edgeville one here. You can spend 1 GP to get an archery experience, a defense experience, or a gathering experience. Or you can spend 2 GP to get an attack or a, is that smithing? No, what on earth? Oh, it's thieving. To get an attack or a thieving experience. In Varrock, adventurers can do any of the following. Spend 1 GP to gain 1 XP for magic, thieving, or crafting. Use 1 XP per skill. Or up to 1 XP per skill, sorry. So you're only allowed to buy 1 XP at a time. That kind of sucks. You can't just offload all your money to gain experience. Spend 2 GP to gain 1 XP for range, gathering, or cooking. Up to 1 XP per skill. The skiller now spends their only GP, that's not a lie, they have 2, discarding it from their inventory to gain an XP in crafting. Okay, well, it said that we only had 1, but we had 2. So we're getting a crafting experience, which is right there. So we now have 1 crafting experience and 1 gathering experience. That's not too bad. Foraging still works the same in the capital regions. After exploring, the skiller forages to gain 1 leather, which is what you get in Varrock. It looks like Edgeville, you get an iron bar. Faldor, you get some thread. Burnthop, you get a stone. And Lumbridge, you get wood. So we need to get a leather, which is on this board. Perfect. Okay, so we now have we have an egg and we have a leather. When the adventurer ends their turn in a capital region, they must advance the escalation track +1. The skiller moves the RS token on the escalation track up by 1. Okay, so if you end your turn in a city, basically, that's when time progresses. So I'll have to keep that in mind. We'll talk more about the escalation track later. The knight's third turn. In the knight's third turn, they move to Melzar's Melzar's Maze, and explore it. Instead of a resource icon, Melzar's Maze has a skill icon, which means the knight could skill crafting now. This costs resource tokens such as fruit, which are better saved for later, so will not skill this time around. How do you know what you're supposed to use to skill? It says this costs resource tokens such as fruit, but it doesn't say that it necessarily is fruit. Or maybe it's just saying it costs resource tokens. Maybe you have to just use any resource token in order to skill. I'm sure there will be more about it in the rules later. Remember to add a token to the an RS token to the marking on the round side quest card for visiting Melzar's Maze. Okay, so another RS token to get off Melzar's Maze here. And that is the end of page 11. We are now on page 12. The skiller's fourth turn. In the skiller's fourth turn, they move to the Grand Exchange, explore, and forage. So we're moving to the Grand Exchange. We explore, which our Varrock card for this exploration is a sheep with misshapen legs waddles away from you. Catch it. Catch the sheep. You manage to grab the sheep's wool, which unravels and reveals a pair of strange, flightless birds making their escape. Gain 2 thread. Well, we're not, doesn't really see, it's not pulling up any specific things here, so we're not going to worry about what card got pulled there. However, we did forage, so it looks like we get a flower, which is what is here. It's not on this board. There it is. We get a flower. The Grand Exchange is a special region where adventurers can use a bonus action to exchange their resources. The skiller doesn't have much to exchange at the moment, so we'll skip this for now. Sorry, Grand Exchange, you're not being used at the moment. The knight's fourth turn. In the knight's 4th turn, they move to Taverley. I don't know why that was hard to say. Explore and forage. This time, the knight will skill and gain a defense. 2 skill, discard the vegetable from the knight's inventory by returning it to the token supply, and then gain 1 experience. Okay, so we foraged, right? So we get a meat according to this. We did forage, right? Explore and forage. So we get a meat. So we're going to take our meat. We've also gone to Taverley, so we're going to mark that off on our card here. Zoom back out here so you can actually see. And it said that we skilled, we got rid of our cabbage to skill defense. So we're going to put an XP on defense for... Oh, we now have 2 experience on defense for the... oh god, the things are popping out so easily. I'm going to have to pop all those out and put them in bags. We now have 2 defense experience for the knight. Okay. That was everything. Up here, down here, knight's 5th turn, cabbage, Rs token, yeah, that's it for the knight's 4th turn. The skiller's 5th turn. In the skiller's 5th turn, they move to Edgeville, explore, and forage as they did in Varrock. Okay, off to Edgeville we go. So, we're exploring. Like it said before, exploring is different, right? Explore and forage. This time, the knight will skill to gain... No, that's the knight. Remember to advance the escalation track. Explore and forage as they did in Varrock. I need to go back really quickly here just about how exploring in... Yeah, it's just a chance to skill, which it doesn't mention anything about an experience that goes up. But explore and forage as they did in Varrock. Remember to advance the escalation track. So the escalation track has to go up since we're in Edgeville. But we also get an iron. So this video, I think, has just turned into a playthrough of the tutorial. We're already at an hour. I don't know if I'm going to get through the rest of the rules in half an hour, and we're not even done this yet. So, oh, well, we're about to be done this, but I don't know if I'm going to get through the rules in the rest of this. I think there's like 10 pages of rules, even just reading through it, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just make it a separate video going through the rules, and this can just be a tutorial video. We'll see how it goes. Anywho, we just did the skiller's 5th turn. The knight's 5th turn. In the knight's 5th turn, move to Burnthop. We are moving to Burnthop. They then explore and forage, just as the skiller did in Varrock and Edgeville. Place the final token on the side quest card. Okay, so we have 1 more token on our side quest card here for Burnthop. We have now been to every location that's needed to get to. It doesn't say specifically what we're skilling, so oh well. Just gonna have to remember that that's what you do when you're in those areas. That's all. Place the final RS token on the quest card. Now that the knight has visited each of these regions listed, they have completed the side quest as per the instructions on the card. Now that the side quest has been completed, the knight gains the rewards listed at the top of the card: 1 defense and 2 GP. So I'm just going to flip 2 of my coin things over here since there are 2 on the back. And we also gain 1 defense, it says. So we're going to flip over to our knight now, who is gaining another defense. So that's actually going to level up his defense here. So we're going to be gaining, what do I do with my pen? We're going to be gaining 1 point in defense. And we'll stick to this side for the time being. I think that experience was on magic. And this experience is gathering and crafting. Okay. This works. We're just flipping it over. We just have the experience off to the side. That's all. Another side quest been completed. 2 GP we took. Defense. In addition, the knight follows the instructions on the card and collects the vault card T2, then resolves the text on it. The recipe book card will be among the cards placed back in the game box. So T2 is the second one down. So what did we get for T2 here? Lunch is served. Sandwich lady. I hope everyone's hungry. The sandwich lady, as you have been referring to her, ignorant of her real name, is swarmed by the Burnthorpe Imperial Guard. After picking her tray clean, they actually thank you with some of their unused equipment. Collect a recipe book card, then search the item deck and choose one of the starting equipment cards to begin the game with. Shuffle the item deck afterwards. Collect a recipe book card. I don't have the recipe cards out. They're in the box. That actually wasn't one of the things that was on. That wasn't one of the things that was on the thing, was it? Is a recipe book in the equipment? Is it an equipment card? It is not an equipment card. Well, hold on. I think it said something about the box. In addition, knight follows T2. Next, return the lunches served card. Oh, no. In addition to the knight follows the instructions on the card and collects the Vault T2 card, then resolves the text on it. The recipe book card will be among the cards placed back in the game box. Oh, okay. So I don't even have it. It's in the game box. Well, that's not helpful. Next, return the lunches served character card to the game box along with the completed side quest card. Okay, so those can go there. This is done. That can go there. Okay, remember to advance the escalation track +1 for ending a turn on a capital. We're now up here. And we were also supposed to get a stone. I think that's a stone. Alrighty, we are now at the Skiller's 6th turn. In the Skiller's 6th turn, they move to Ice Mountain and perform the quest action on their special delivery side quest card. So we are moving up to Ice Mountain over here. Where'd we go? Ice Mountain, perform the quest of the special delivery card. Remember to take 2 GP and 1 defense XP, as well as collect the Vault T3 cards. So we're getting 2 cooking experience thanks to our card. Is that what it is? 1 GP. Hold on. I feel like this is the wrong. It's not the wrong card, but this is the wrong way, right? Remember to take 2 GP and 1 defense experience, as well as collecting Vault card for T3. Why do I take 2 GP and gain a defense experience? The thing on here is 2 cooking experience and 2 cooking experience and 1 gold. Oh, it's because it's different. It's different than what's in the book. Sorry, just zooming in here. So the book does describe it as 1 defense and 2 GP, but on the oh, that's the, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong thing. 1, 2, special delivery. It doesn't show the special delivery card. It doesn't show the special delivery card. Maybe they just didn't put the right thing on. It says 2 experience in cooking and 1 GP, not 1 defense and 2 GP. So I don't know if that's just an error in the book, but according to our card, that is not correct. We do get T3 though. Make the delivery by advancing the escalation track by 1. So we have to advance the escalation track. And we get T3, which is this card here. So we are gaining, good job. A familiar face pops up and rewards you for a job well done. You'll make it a fantastic adventurer. Collect a recipe book and then search the item deck to choose one of the starting equipment cards to begin the game with. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about experience, or not experience, about experience for defense, sorry. Or about 2 GP, just 1. That's the reward for making the rounds, not for special delivery. So maybe it was just a fault in the manual. Who knows? We're going to move on to the knight's 6th turn. In any case, in the knight's 6th turn, they stay in Burnthop, explore, and forage once again. Then they take all their resource tokens and place them on the clan bank. So we're getting another stone. And it's saying that we're going to be taking all of our resources here and putting them in the clan bank. So we got our meat, our fruit, and our 2 stones. We're going to place them in the clan bank. And we need to move the escalation track up, right? Then they take all their resource tokens and place them on the clan bank. This will allow the skiller to retrieve them when they visit any capital region. The skiller's 7th turn. In the skiller's 7th turn, instead of moving normally, they spend 1 GP to teleport their adventurer directly to Lumbridge. I guess you can teleport directly to Lumbridge. So 1 GP works. We're teleporting to Lumbridge. An adventurer may teleport like this to any capital region by spending 1 GP instead of their normal move. That's actually pretty nice. You can warp to a capital using money. You just get some law runes and teleport. That's all you need to do, right? After teleporting, they can perform either an explore or quest action as normal to complete Tutorial Island. The skiller retrieves the resources from the clan bank and performs the cook's assistant quest action. So we're getting all of our stuff that is now falling on the floor. All of our stuff that got put into the bank here. I can't reach that. Oh, geez. There we go. I found our fruit. Okay. The skiller retrieves the resources in the clan bank and performs the cook's assistant quest action on the campaign board, completing the campaign. So that would be cook's assistant. The cook needs ingredients to cook a birthday feast for Duke Horatio, an adventurer in Lumbridge with cooking of 2 or more. But our skiller doesn't have 2 cooking. Our skiller doesn't have 2 cooking. Can perform the following action by discarding 1 egg, 1 flour, 1 meat, and a cherry. So we have our egg, our flour, our cherry, and our meat. Those are being discarded. And we can assist the cook. It says that you need 2. It says that you need 2 cooking. We don't have 2 cooking. We wouldn't even have had 2 cooking from doing the stuff on Ice Mountain there. Oh, I guess when we were in Ice Mountain, we could have foraged for that cooking skill. I guess that's probably what it wanted us to do. It wanted us to toss one of our resources for the cooking, and then we would have gotten +2 cooking from the quest, even though the rule book was messed up. Since the skiller ends their turn, oh, hold on. After teleporting, they can perform either the explore or quest action as normal. To complete Tutorial Island, the skiller retrieves the resources in the clan bank and performs the cook's assistant quest action on the campaign board, completing the campaign. Since the skiller ends their turn on the capital, they must advance the exploration track by 1, putting the token at the top. Well, at least we got that right. When this happens, it resets back to the bottom, and the adventurer draws an escalation card. Now take the tutorial escalation card and read it aloud. Okay, I will do that. We've got the feast approaches. The feast has started. If the adventurers have not already completed the Cook's Assistant campaign quest, they have failed the tutorial campaign. Well, I think we would have failed the tutorial campaign anyway because we didn't have the proper amount of cooking, right? Okay, whew, looks like you managed to help the cook just in time. Congratulations, you've completed the Runescape Kingdoms tutorial. Players should now read the remainder of the rules before moving on to the first campaign, Vampire Slayer. So I think that's actually where we are going to end this video. Turns out this isn't a full rules read-through. We'll go through the rest of the actual rules another time. Maybe in a separate video, we'll just do a rule read-through like I wanted to actually do. But the way things were set up, we kind of just ended up doing the tutorial, that's all. So we're going to end it off here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If anyone else has RuneScape Kingdoms, let me know what you think of it. If you've been playing it so far, how it's been going for you. Also, hopefully this helped in some way. I guess this was just a tutorial video in the end, but that's pretty much it. So thank you guys very much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I will see you all next time. If you are over on Instagram, you can follow us at Board Games Are For Everybody over on Instagram. And nope, I haven't done this in a while. It's been a while. I'm trying to remember what I said in my other videos. All we do is post videos of games that we're playing pretty much, which hasn't been a whole lot lately. Also, games that we pick up. And that's pretty much it. If you want to go over there, you can comment on stuff, have a chat about board games. That's always the thing you can do. But yeah, that's about it for me. So thank you guys very much for stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you all next time. Until then, just remember the board games are for everybody. And until then, peace.